part three. Hopefully it's the last. But yes, where I was cut off, the graphics are really incredible, plush, colors, very. It had a 2D effect. It had a 3D effect. It was just honestly a great viewing experience. I can imagine in theaters it was definitely much, much more grandiose if you've seen anything in IMAX. But even seeing it at home, for me, I was incredibly impressed. Um, and yeah, I loved the story. I loved, even though, like I've mentioned, I'm new to Marvel. Um, Sometimes I feel like certain films may cater to audiences that are not privy to the comic book characters. So I'm curious where they're going to move forward. Um, so, because our Doctor Strange dabbled with the underworld and trying to possess, or he possessed his former self in a already in a past deceased situation, which is a big no no. The spirits that were haunting him and trying to derail what he was trying to do in terms of saving America from the Scarlet Witch, they said that it would have consequences. And it nearly annihilates him because, again, she's very strong for this film, the Scarlet Witch, and she is able to zap him somehow. And again, we are all met with all of her like witchcraft, and she uses like her hands that are very painted in this like dark. And again, I don't know if this is an indication of the dark cold, so that's why I've used that. But nonetheless, use that kind of paint smudging on my fingers. But, and also just take notice. Again, I tried to be as detailed to resemble the movie as best, and she has this like very dark, and I can also link makeup tutorials in the description box, but she has also like this very dark burgundy eyeshadow and dark eyeliner, and it looks almost emaciated. That's why I also didn't want to use a lot of color in lips, because again, she's going through some form of depression. That's why she's in the state that she finds herself in. But yes, she's still very powerful and is able to zap anybody who tries to step into her goal, which is her kids, her boys. And she zaps Doctor Strange to the point where it's kind of like burning off whatever little flesh he had left from that corpse that was like he had was able to embody. And yet, just at the point where it seems like America is about to give up, and she's just like, you know what, take my power, it's not worth all of this, and perhaps I could be the sacrificial lamb here just for the greater good of the universe, and you have what you want. She's a smart girl. She's able to give her what she wants, and she zaps her into the universe that her kids are already living with another kind of Wanda. And that Wanda, though she may be a witch, she's not in that depressive state. And so, but she's in this like depressive. I mean, she's even killed. I mean, it got really gory, this film. So I won't spoil who she annihilates, but it's like, really? All I'll say is this: that's your indication. That's your clue. What? X. Anyway, don't do that. Anyway, curious who will be the what will be the follow up to that. But again, watch the movie, because I don't want to like I spoil certain things, but not everything, just so that you'll still be enticed to watch it. But yeah, so America basically showcases what she is capable of in front of her kids, which she did not want ever to show. And then they start seeing her as a monster. And I think she just finally comes to that this is not healthy. This is not the way to live your life. This is not even conducive. Even though she wanted that little slice of heaven, it's not productive, and it's not right. It just throws everything off of balance. And that Wanda felt bad for this Wanda and tells her, just know that they will be loved. And everybody, even the great sorcerer of Wong, had told her. Because she was desperate to get back to them. She was using that dark book of shadows that she was using, and then it got burned. And there was a whole legend behind it where if they went to like this big desolate mountain, that they would find the spells there because they've been etched into the walls. And again, the amount of graphics and the amount of imagery that they used, CGI that they used, beautiful. But nonetheless, and it was great to see so much, again, ethnicities and representation in this film. I gotta applaud Marvel. So many people will downplay these films because they're just action based, but there's just so much layers into it that I think every director has its own special signature way of doing their films that brings a different element to every film. This is like a sense of horror and quirkiness and camp, which, you know, we're privy mostly in the horror genre, but just to see these two merge, brilliant. And even with Black Panther, we're getting the director of Creed, who's very like action based, and you know, those visuals that are like, you know, those self-esteem kind of films, and then injecting them into the world of Marvel for the greater good of representation is amazing. So kudos to them. They're doing much better than Warner Brothers. And we'll get into that for another video. But and they're not pulling the plug on things. But again, that's your little clue. But I will say it was a great joy to watch this. It is 2 hours and 6 minutes. Definitely worth the watch, worth the binge watch. And at some future point, if they are to merge, I'm praying they're able to merge these films, especially in the shows. I fell in love with Moonlight. I love Oscar Isaac, and if they're able to interject him into Wakanda Forever at some future point, please this fan wants to see. So, but I'm curious what's next, because the way, like again, because Doctor Strange dabbled in the underworld, he does suffer some kind of consequence, because then all of a sudden he has like a third eye. All of a sudden he becomes like a Cyclops. And we see, like, I don't know the character, I'm not familiar with the character, but Charlize Theron is playing the character, and she's in this beautiful blonde hair, and comes from I don't know what dimension, and tells him, are you afraid? And like, I need you to come, and blah blah blah. And he's like, let's do it, and his third eye just pops open. It's a fun ride. I can imagine it was just as grandiose in the IMAX theater. So give it a watch. It's on Disney Plus, currently streaming, and I'm looking forward to reviewing a number of other shows that I have to get back to. P-Valley, for instance, just had last 3 episodes that were they were so emotional, and they were hard for me, that I need to, like, again, like I did the Ozark review, I have to really like sit with it and process it. But I do want to do it before the season finale, which will be this impending Sunday. So let's see how we get into that. And big news, dun, 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 on HBO Max, they are bringing a number of A24, which is a big production house that is blowing up. It went from like this little indie thing to blowing up and showcasing an array of actors and precocious and up and coming talent, but the earlier films were just as amazing as the ones that are coming out now in theaters. And I will admit that yes, I've recently become an Oscar Isaac fan, and so seeing Ex Machina, I want to see that. And if I can catch it, and I'll be able to review it, because it'll be with fresh new eyes, I will keep you guys posted for sure. But yes, I'm getting hyped for that for sure, and a number of other shows that are coming out. American Horror Stories. I have to come back to that. I also reviewed that last summer, and they're already about 3 episodes in. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I haven't had. I don't know how anybody can criticize the last season of last summer, because I loved it just as much. And we're about 3 episodes in, and I'm still impressed. So that's on Hulu. But yes, y'all, until my next review, let me know, did y'all enjoy Doctor Strange? What did you like? What you didn't like? Leave us a comment down below. If you like what you see, give us a like. Give us a share. Share your points of view in the comments down below. And if you like my videos, hit the subscription button and the notification button so you can be alerted of my next review, next haul, next videos of content. And let me know, do you like the crown? I really am proud of this crown. And I'm thinking I may work on perhaps a Catwoman kind of thing, perhaps, because that's another thing I have to review, Batman. That's why I got into the whole like mask thing and cosplay thing, because I have to still review the Batman. And I may compare it to Tim Burton's Batman with Michael Keaton, which is my favorite. It is just my favorite. Michelle Pfeiffer, hands down, forever my Catwoman. Sorry. Anyway, y'all, we can agree or we can disagree, agree to disagree. But let me know. Let me know what y'all think and what you thought of this movie. And until my next review, y'all. I think I did my best, right? Am I looking as the Scarlet Witch the best? Like, I was gonna do the whole like chain thing too, but I just want to show off my crown. Maybe when I get to like really Halloweeny season, I might paint on the whole like chest piece that she has in the film. Alright, y'all. Who's getting hyped for Hocus Pocus? Hello. Part 2. Also on Disney Plus. Alright, y'all. Till next time. XOXO. Nerdy Girl.